So I'll go ahead and get started. You are looking at the card we're going to make tonight, which also uses the bundle that I'm featuring in my class this month. This card is not in that class, but if you like the look of this, it's the Sweet Gingerbread bundle with the Santa Express paper. I have some really cute cards in that class. In fact, I can flip through them real quick here. I don't want to spend time on them. We did a big announcement, thoroughly went through the class details last week. It's on my website under classes to go. And the difference between this class and other classes to go that I have done is that I'm adding a Zoom component so we can make the cards together on Saturday, July 30th, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern time. We will get together, and it can be interactive that way to make them together. There will also be video instructions provided if you can't make the Zoom. And if you like the Sweet Gingerbread bundle, again, that's this stamp set and the dies that go with it. I don't have them right here. Just note that you can get it with the class at a discount because I'm going to just charge the catalog price of $45.75 and I'm covering the 11% shipping and tax. So that's about $5 shipping, and depending on what your tax is, it's something over $3 for tax. So you can get it that way with the class. Just look at option 2 when you get there. Now, my screen is frozen, so I'm not sure if this is actually running. If anyone, yeah, let me just try that one more time. If anyone is there and can comment, that would be great. Okay, and then I'll flip through these real quick. So, it doesn't seem to actually be live. I have a frozen screen. Oh, hi, Carol. Thanks so much. Okay, I'll keep going then. I guess I'm fine. Okay, so we'll get to this card in a second. Let me flip through what we're gonna do because I like to use a lot of designer paper. I want you to see a lot of specialty paper. So we're doing some really special cards in class. I don't want to spend a lot of time and give them all away. 5 out of 6 of them are fun folds and 2 of them are gift card holders. Okay, so just keep that in mind and check that out. Check out the details on my website. Only a couple more days to register for that. And then, of course, my gift this month is the Festive Pearls. That's with a $35 order. Please use that host code. If your order is under $150, that helps me collect the benefit to pay for these things. That's how I share the Stampin' Rewards with you. I like to give those back to the people who are shopping with me. Okay, so if you are watching this in a month that is not July 2022, just check my website for the current monthly gift. Okay, so moving on here, let's go ahead and talk about this card. This is a gift card holder, and it's a belly band that's holding this shut with the cute little gingerbread house from that stamp set. And when it opens, it has a gift bag, a shopping bag, and I've just dropped a gift card down in there. You could put something else flat in there too, maybe like a flat candy or tea bag or something, but it's perfect for a little gift card. Okay, so super fun. Of course, you can make it for birthday, whatever, but we're doing Christmas in July, so I have chosen that Santa Express paper that I love so much with my Sweet Gingerbread bundle. Okay, yeah. Hi, Karen. Oh, hi, and Pat's on. Good. Thanks, guys, for joining me. All right, so one thing I will say about this, okay, I just love this, what's it called, iridescent trim for the handles. That did make sort of a thick gift card holder. Um, I think it's fine. It fits in an envelope fine. You can make this flatter. Here's a version that we made in a team meeting this spring. This was when this Happiness Abounds suite came out. We made it this way. And you'll see it's actually much flatter because I used flat ribbon on the gift bag. Okay, so keep that in mind if you don't like that bulk. I think it's cute. The belly band is holding it shut, so I think it's not a problem that it's thick. And I just think that looks like the cutest little gift bag in there. Okay, so obviously this is the trick, making this little gift bag to pop up. So that is what we will spend most of our time on. We'll start with that and create this piece with the designer paper. And it is cut already at 4 inches by 9.5 inches. Okay, so horizontally, if you have a pattern, right, we're making this, and I'm going to score it at, let me get my notes here so I get this right, 1/2, 1, 4.5, 5, 5.5, and 9, okay, down the length of it. And then turn it so that the top, if you have a direction to your paper, the top needs to go to the left. And you need a 1-inch score closest to the top. Okay, so 1 inch down the length, and then 3.5 inch. Okay, and then we're gonna work with that. Now, it's not very easy to see any of that on this paper. So what I've done is I took one of last year's papers to show you what shape we're cutting now using those score lines. Okay, so I've scored all these places and need to cut out some of the corners here. So let me show you that. This, by the way, this is a really great gift bag handle. This is in our new mini, and it's the silver, what's it called? Threaded twine. There's like a little silver filament through it. Super cute also for a gift bag. Okay, so I am just going to use my scissors to cut away some of these corners along the score lines. Okay, so at the top left here, I'm cutting past to the second score line, and then I'm cutting that 1 inch depth. It's really hard actually even for me to see on this paper. So I'll post this tomorrow so that you can see what you're shooting for when you're making this gift bag. Okay, and then on the bottom edge, I tell you what, I'm gonna burnish. Well, I think that's not gonna help that much. Okay, I'll just go for it here. You'll see it better on this piece. There are so many lines on this, it's hard to see the score lines. All right, so I'm cutting out at the center where this is like a little gusset for the bag. I'm cutting out that section, and then also at the open side, these are going to connect, and there's going to be a little gusset there. So I'm cutting away those pieces. That's essentially what I'm doing, pretty much mimicking the same thing at the top. Okay, so let me get through that, and then you'll see how easy it goes together. So the key is to get to this point. Okay, and keep in mind that top edge, that's a 1 inch depth. So we're cutting out a 1 inch depth at the top. And here at the middle again, we're cutting away both score, the width of both sections created by the score lines. And that's it. Actually, it's really handy if you're making a lot of these to have one of these nearby, and you can always check that you've cut to the right dimensions. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and burnish these score lines. and I'll show you how this goes together. I've also in my sample here put the tear and tape where you need it to be. So you can oops. Oh, there's Winston. I'm in South Carolina this week, and my family just came in, so Julia has a week of break this week, so we came down here to Lake Hartwell to just relax. Okay, so there we have, I've created, according to this pattern, what we need, and we're going to make some holes for the handle. What you're going to see here, and I'll show you the other side, I'll photograph both sides so you can remember this. I'm just tucking whatever ribbon or trim into the inside of the bag, and then I'll flap that down when it's time to create the 3D project. So what I like to do, and I know this is, the bag section of this is 3.5 inches wide, and I'm going to just mark, I know this score line is here, I'm going to mark about 1/4 inch below the score line, and 1 inch from each edge. Okay, so from the 3.5 inch point, I'm coming over to 2.5 inch. I'm going to 1 inch here, and I'm about 1/4 inch down from the score line. Doesn't have to be exact. Okay, whatever you do, I would say just do the same on both the front and the back. Okay, and then another little tip, if you're making a lot of these, keep one aside that has the holes punched. Like here is one from the one we made in our team meeting, and the holes are punched in it already. So you can just, every time you cut one of these, just come along and mark your locations this way. Okay, just use the holes from one that's done and mark. Okay, and that way you don't have to measure that each time. Just take your hole punch then and get in there. And punch those 4 holes. And then what we're going to do is thread in whatever you've chosen for the handle. So again, I've got the iridescent trim here. I'm going to thread that in from what will be the outside of the bag into each of these holes to make the handles. Like I said, if you use a flat ribbon, you'll have a flatter gift bag on the inside. And this is shredding a bit, so let me see if I can get that through. Okay, so there I have the handles created. I'm going on the underside now, and I'm going to use my tear and tape to lock those handles down. They don't really take any stress. I mean, it's not like we're actually handling them, holding up the bag with them or anything. I'm going straight across with the tear and tape. That'll serve double duty. That will hold those handles in, and then when we're ready to attach that, it will hold down the flap to make that nice crisp top of the bag. Okay, and I'm gonna, well, I tell you what, I'll get to this point too. If you follow along here, like I said, we're trying to recreate this before you assemble your bag. So you're going to have tear and tape along this bottom tab and this bottom tab, and then also up the side tab. And I would just put it on the side that has a single width at the score. Okay. Okay, so now I will go ahead and reveal that adhesive there and there to lock down that bag top. Okay, and then we're going to create the bag by folding the ends together. All right, so we're making like a gusset at each end so the bag pops open. And where we have that tape on the single tab, the single width of tab, we are going to stick that to the folds from the opposite end. Okay, so that creates the shape of the bag. Now we still have the bottom tabs with tear-in tape, okay, and we're not going to reveal that yet. Now this is ready to stick into the card. So let's get going on the card so that we can attach that. So if you'll notice on this card, I've not made it a true gatefold because there's so much bulk in here. I didn't want to see the separation. You know, a true gatefold just comes together right at the edges. I have actually made this card so that it's 5 1/4 inches long and it overlaps just a bit there so you don't notice that. Okay, so my shaded spruce piece is 4 1/4 by 11 and it's scored at 3 5/8 and 8 7/8. Yes, right. Okay, and it goes like so. And I have designer paper from that Santa Express already cut. It's 4 inches tall, and then the smaller piece is 1 7/8 inch, and the other is 3 3/8 inch. Okay, so let me just attach those here. Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, I think you'll love this for any papers, but really great for Christmas. Okay, so I'm putting this on the front and this on the other side, front. Oops. And I would recommend that you definitely get the whole bag enclosure in there, or the whole bag assembly before you try to figure out the width of the belly band or figure out the fold of the belly band. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. Now, on this card, I put one of the scallop contour die pieces on the inside. Let's just get that stamped here, and then I put that adjacent to the bag. So this set has the cutest little fonts and sayings. I'm gonna put "Have a Sweet Christmas" in shaded spruce, and one of the little lollipops in Poppy Parade. All right, and I think that's all the stamping we have to do. You could put like a little tag or something on the bag. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put the bag in first. Okay, I'm gonna make sure this is kind of trued up, and I actually collapsed this on itself and it wasn't really square, so let me undo that so this will be a little neater in the fold. Okay, and then get this folded a little straighter. Sometimes you have to force these to line up perfectly. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so that makes a truer squared up shopping bag. And all that we need to do is catch it right in this fold. Okay, so I'm going to reveal the adhesive on both sides of these tabs. The tabs are sticking straight out, okay? They're not, don't try to fold them in or anything, just have them flat. And tuck this while it's flat into the fold here, kind of center it within the height of your fold. And before you commit to where you're sticking it, just kind of make sure you're happy with the location and then close the fold down on it. Okay, and then you have the bag component. All right, and then I'm just going to mount this this contour, scallop contour piece next to it on the inside as the piece to write on. And it will be kind of centered vertically as well, just alongside the bag. Okay, and now we have all that bulk in there. So when we take our strip to do our belly band, this is a 1.5 inch by 11 inch strip. And I want, you can see, here's the original now. Let's put this alongside to compare. I want the ends to fall under this circle that I just cut with the layering circles dies. So I'm going to start folding the belly band here and just make sure that it's really lined up before you burnish it hard. And the thing with the belly bands, you always have to make sure they're not too tight. So I'm putting that in place, and then I'm sliding the card over a little bit to leave a little extra space down here. And then I'm going to fold this end tight around it. That gives me a little extra room to work with as I slide the belly band on and off. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and make sure this is trued up and straight and burnish that. These barely overlap, so I'm not even going to put the adhesive between them. What I'm going to do is put them around my card. And then I know I'm gonna have the big circle over the top here. I'm going to just run my tear and tape right over that seam. Okay, and that will hold this all together. Okay, so just kind of, you know, make sure you know, like this one was actually a lot smaller what we did in the team meeting, but it was done the same way. So this will all hold together and it will mount the circle. All right. Okay, so there we have the band, and it's loose enough to slide off and on pretty easily. I'm gonna put it down flat here while I create the gingerbread house. I pre-cut the pieces for this. It's so fun to play with this set. In fact, I'm gonna show you, when you have a set like this, if you just make a bunch of pieces to play with, it really helps you to create. Then you can do a lot of trial and error with your pieces to see which colors you like together, whatnot. So you end up using most of them. All right, so starting with the gingerbread house, I have just a plain white roof, and I'm going to put that on, and the windows and the doors all at the same time. All right, so I'm making it actually a little different from this one. I do have the petal pink windows. And I have a poppy parade door this time. And I'll put the eaves on like so. Okay, and I'm going to put the wreath on too. I've got the wreath instead of a heart on this one. All right, and then I've got, I lost my pick tool. I've got the red gems for the wreath, for the berries on the wreath, and my window slid. There we go. You can also stamp these pieces directly onto the gingerbread house. I like the extra depth that you get from gluing extra pieces on. Okay, so I can put the gingerbread house Did I get them all? Gingerbread house here on the circle. And watch that, that slid again. Normally I would let that dry under a block for a little bit. You know my method, I just slap down a block over the top of these things. Okay, but let's put our trees on and then our lollipops. And I do love about this paper that we're using pretty much all the greens. There's a lot of great greens that you can pair up with this. So we've got the bright grainy apple green against the evergreen. And let's just put the lollipops on. Alongside the house. These little finishing touches. I actually thought the snowflakes would be nice on the trim as well, but I did not bring those with me. So I added the window pane bow, which is also cute. Okay, so here's our card with our bag. And we're gonna slip the belly band on. And there you have it. Okay, so there's two versions of that. Oh, let's get the bow here. So like I said, this is not one of the cards from class, but this is very similar in look because I'm using the colors and papers of Santa Express, just like I am in class. So check out the class details on my site. Let me know within the next couple of days. I need to get all that stuff ordered and get started preparing the kits. Let me know about that. If you're shopping, of course, you have Festive Pearls this month with a $35 or more order. Okay, thanks so much for joining me. Any questions or comments? I'm just looking through. Hi guys. Hi, thanks for joining me. All right, if not, I'll say goodnight and I'll see you next week, and I should be in Canton for the rest of Christmas in July. Okay. All right, guys, thanks so much. Thank you. Have a good night.